Greetings. This is an historic moment and I very much regret not being able to be with you personally. The founding Congress of the International Domestic Workers Network, an incredible achievement, and to hold it in Uruguay, one of the first countries to ratify Convention 189, that's a particularly special tribute. We know that in the wake of the convention, which was of course the work of domestic workers everywhere, along with the international trade unions, for more than a decade, in some cases 15 years, we'll all remember and pay tribute to Myrtle Witbooi and that amazing stance she took so many years ago to stand up and defend domestic workers. Well, here's the product of your collective labour. The ITUC is very proud of the 12 by 12 campaign. We determined that you couldn't just let this convention lie, but with other partners, of course the IUF, the PSI, the ITUC, we know that 125 affiliates decided they would participate in promoting the rights of domestic workers, in lobbying for the convention, in demanding new labour laws, and the campaign goes on. But let me acknowledge that already we have seen 14 countries to date ratify Convention 189. Uruguay, Nicaragua, Bolivia, Paraguay, Mauritius, South Africa, Philippines, Italy, Germany, Guyana, Dominican Republic, Colombia, Ecuador and Costa Rica. That's just terrific. But it doesn't stop there. Major law reforms with access to social protection, regulation of working time and other benefits have been realised in Brazil, in Argentina, in Venezuela, the Philippines, Spain, and 2 states in the US, Hawaii and California. Incredible work in such a short period of time. But we've also seen improvements to labour laws, including Chile with the regulation of working time, Vietnam with the recognition of domestic work in the new Labour Code, India extending the legislation to eradicate sexual harassment, Singapore the right to 1 day off a week, Venezuela, Bahrain and Thailand. And of course we saw increases in domestic workers' wages in Kenya, Zambia, Malawi and Tanzania. Union growth is on the rise. There are new collective bargaining agreements in Italy, Uruguay and Brazil. We know that new unions have been established in Paraguay, Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Sri Lanka, Colombia, Jamaica, Egypt, Brazil and Angola. Millions of jobs have been formalised. Let me simply pay tribute to our partners in the 12 by 12 campaign. Of course, the International Domestic Workers Network at the forefront, but IUF, PSI, ITUC, but Human Rights Watch, Solidar, Caritas, Migrant Forum Asia, Amnesty International, the Anti-Slavery International, Global March Against Child Labour, FOS and World Solidarity. I can think of nothing more important, more symbolic and more determined than women standing up for women, trade unions standing up for women with a migrant face. We recognise and salute our brothers who are also workers covered by the convention. But I know you'll agree that these workers have a predominant female face, a predominant migrant face. So solidarity within and across countries around the rights that will deliver formal work, social protection, rights, minimum wages, the dignity of wages on which you live to women all around the world is something that we are not only determined to continue, but something to be proud of as we build the union movement with these women at the core. I know that you'll talk about the issues of precarious work, of domestic workers and trade unions generally. I know you'll talk about collective bargaining, about minimum wages, about social protection. All I can say is we are determined to see this continue. I know with the International Domestic Workers Network now formalised in its structures as part of the IUF, we are on the right track, and I pledge the ITUC's solidarity, its continued efforts, and indeed our sheer determination to see domestic workers with rights, with labour laws that they can depend on, with the dignity of working conditions, wages and social protection that all workers should be entitled to: solidarity.